Welcome to T-Boys TV. We are back again with another Hatter Show. Another milestone, you could say, episode 190. Obviously, in this one, it will be the Portsmouth preview. And obviously, a lot's come out in Rob Edwards' pre-match today. So obviously, we'll get into that as well as obviously the preview to the Portsmouth game. But yeah, here he is again, Dad. How are you?
Yeah, all good, mate. Big up.
Yeah, big up to yourself. All good around here. Right, let's get into it. So Portsmouth. So first of all, we'll talk about key talking points that have come out from the press conference today. And the first one is Townsend to Turkey is almost done. It's just a matter of time now. The more I've reflected on it, as much as I didn't really want it to happen, there is things I've took into account. He's not going to play regularly. Maybe he wanted to challenge himself. Well, it's not really a challenge going to Turkey, but maybe he wanted to move himself. But then again, I am a little bit surprised in certain ways, like in the sense of what's really the competition. It's not like he was linked with Fenerbahce, who Elijah was linked with. Mourinho was looking at him. But then again, he's probably getting more money. That's probably why he's done it. And thank you for your cameos, I guess. He didn't really start as much as we thought he would, especially towards the end of last season. He had a good cameo in his final game for Luton against Burnley. And, a few decent crosses into the box. I won't forget that Palace point that we got when he come on and obviously set up Woodrow for the goal. But, he probably wanted a new challenge and, fair enough, I guess. Probably, like I say, he's probably getting more money. And yeah, it's one of them really. He's probably looked at it. He's not going to be a regular, and as long as we've got a fairly decent amount, I know he's like 30 odd, but a decent amount for him because he still is a good player on his day. Then I'll be happy really when it comes to it. Bit gutted for the experience side of things, but is what it is. Hopefully we can actually see Taylor play more, because that's what all of us Hatters want to see. So that's my thoughts on it. Your thoughts on it, Dad?
Yeah, he played his part. Obviously didn't make as big as impact as Barkley did. Started to be on the bench. So that says a lot. Like in the Premier League as well. He's got the most experience, and we were still benching him. He is a good player, but yeah, maybe it's just not really fitting in too well as well. He's probably on a lot of wages for us. But he might be getting more there. It's probably all the same. Depends what it was on. But I think it's part of that to free up wages for, I'm sure we are going to make some, quite decent signings, and it would be to free up some wages for someone. It must be someone big coming in. Do you know what I mean? Someone
exactly. Especially when you lose a player that experience.
Yeah,
he is still like, quite experienced, obviously, and stuff. So that is why I'm a little bit gutted in a way. But again, like I say, he weren't a regular, so there must be someone in place, like you say, that because we do like to do marquee signings now, especially in the recent years of how the trajectory's been. We like to do that. So still believe there might be one. I hope so. I hope so. I really do, because that'll make fans a bit more on board, because right now it's a bit edgy. It's a bit 50-50 split, isn't it, in the fan base, really, with certain things. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's interesting. But let's go through some comments. A lot of comments flying in. Big up to everyone inside. Luton Bosch. Evening, lads, up the town. Yeah, big up to yourself, Harry. And yeah, you said another comment. I'll get into that because we'll talk about that player as well. Steve says, hi, lads. Hope all's well. Yep, we're good. Thanks, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're looking forward to your opening Premier League game. That is probably the best game, I reckon. People say Chelsea City because, it's the two standout teams in that. But I actually think that will have the most goals in the Premier League. I'm going to say 3-2 West Ham. So we'll see. Harry says, still shocked getting rid of experienced players. Surely players must be coming through a door. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what you've said, Dad, there. And yeah, there must be someone in place. There's got to be. Especially when you look at stuff like the other day. And it did annoy me a little bit in the sense of he was linked with his team a couple of weeks ago and we still brung him on, in that Burnley game. So I'm thinking, well, he's not going to be part of the future plans. And why, you could have maybe brung on like a...
but I'll butt in there. Like, it happens and like, we didn't really have much choice to have him on. So, and other teams.
I'd prefer to see like Taylor though, personally.
Yeah. Smodix was still helped Blackburn get through to the next round of the League Cup, and he's gone to Ipswich. You know, McGuinness he's been playing for Cardiff.
Yeah,
I think we will be signing him. The reason I think that we will is because it's been linked a couple of times. It's a lot of money,
and it's still flying about today.
You know what I mean?
Even earlier.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to take that risk, haven't you? And this is, you know, but we're taking our time over it as well, which is a good thing. You know, you're not just signing players just to get him in. A lot of teams do that. Think, yeah, he'll be good. Ipswich have got a little bit of a risk of that, but I think Smodics will do well. But yeah, teams do that, but we're just careful, and it's just annoying. We discussed it before. It's because it's the way the landscape is with, you know, financial fair play and stuff. Everyone's trying to be careful. People are moaning about it and all this, that, and the other, but it needs to be done. And it's good to see the teams are doing that. So they're holding out for more money or whatever, or look straight away asking for more money. Because they, you know, there has been certain players that have still gone for a hell of a lot of money. It might not be 100 million, but still like 60s, 65 million, 30 million. Tottenham just signed that player from Burnley. 30 million.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised.
So yeah, but we'll be definitely getting players in. You know, some, you know, we probably go on to the next point. I guess it's Liam Walsh.
Yeah, that is the next point. Yeah, might as well get into it. The comments are flooding in with it as well, so might as well.
Yeah.
Decision to be made soon. So Rob Edwards has said he's been training with us, which obviously we knew that anyway. That it's a decision to be made. I mean, I think we'll probably do it because he's free, you know, and stuff like that. Is another one of them, you know, free players that we can get. You know, he gets on really well with Clark. Clark's probably been a bit of an agent, you could say, in it.
He's 26 as well, so it's not like he's older. It's not like the Peter situation. He obviously trained with us. We've obviously said no, but he was a bit older than that. Though he's, you know, back in his prime, he was quality. So this guy, it could be an underwhelming signing for me, a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not. I haven't really heard too much of him.
He's just about played 100 games in his career. That's some people's worry.
Well, that could be a positive as well. Do you know what I mean? You know, if he doesn't get injured, he's got a lot of, you know, gas in the tank. And, you know, maybe Baptiste was injured quite a lot. And, look, you know, look how he's coming on. So,
yeah, so I said the other day, he could be quite similar to Baptiste because a lot of people, especially Coventry fans, I know they really highly rated him. And they were saying, you know, and I've heard the same things with Baptiste, but it's just their injury, like with Brentford fans saying that.
Exactly.
It's just his injury record. But, however, look how well Baptiste has done so far. Again, I know he's not played, you know, a huge amount of games, but he's, you know, he hasn't really, you know, based on his injury record, you'd think maybe he would shut down in one of the games, but he hasn't yet. So, and we got new physios in now as well, guys. Don't forget that. So, you know, because of all the injuries.
You know, these big decisions, you know, they don't always work out.
And again, it's like I said with Baptiste, if he wasn't for free, we probably wouldn't go in. We wouldn't risk it.
Exactly. And that's the same with this guy, you know. And also, I still think there'd be another free coming in, I think.
Yeah, there's got to be at least, for me, three.
Not what? McGuinness, probably another midfielder.
And Walsh. Yeah, I agree. Two midfielders.
Attacking midfielder and a defensive midfielder. Walsh, well, versatile ones, because Walsh can play anywhere, but we'll be looking to bring.
No, I hear that. We definitely need another CDM because the only one we actually have is Nakamba. You know, Clark fields in there, doesn't he? He can do an all right job there, to be fair to him, but you need someone who's.
Do you know who I was looking at the other day? Because I was looking at transfer market stuff, like people, contracts, if they ain't got a club with it. John Joe Shelvey, mate. All day long, mate.
Yeah, 100%. I remember we used to rave about him back in the
32, but it'd be sick in the Championship.
Is he a free agent, you say?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Burn that.
Why not? I would. Yeah, I mean, I know there is quite a lot of decent free
Persuading,
agents.
he might be on silly money and that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And but if
But
we
where's he
imagine,
at now? He ain't still at Newcastle, is he?
no, I think he was. Well, I think he's gone back there.
Oh, did he
Potentially,
go
I
out
think he
loan
was on
somewhere?
loan, but I don't
Right.
think they're not going to keep him. No way.
Nah, no chance. Oh, is that he went to Forest? Yeah, that was it. He went to Forest, didn't he?
Yeah, he was, and then he went on loan.
Oh, he went on loan again, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not talking about him. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
Who is that team? So it looks like a Turkish team or something.
yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. Right. So I'm thinking you can lower his wages a little bit, but whatever. Put Townsend's wages on it. Add it on. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Level it out. Because it'd be
Yeah.
like the Barkley signing of what we done last season. Do you know what I mean? I think so.
Yeah, he could very well be. I mean, you look at Barkley, he come from Nice, which again was another team from abroad. So could do, come back. He's got wealth of experience. He has played in England. I don't know if he has played in the Championship, but I know he's played obviously in the Premier League. So if we want to get back there, that could be a player that we could look at. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Would you take him? I think I would, especially for free. Free agent, definitely. The only worry I do have about him is his discipline levels, but hopefully Rob Edwards.
But we need that, man. You need that.
No, I hear it. We do need it. It's just he does like an odd red card every now and then.
As long as it's against Watford or
something. Yeah. And we're winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we're winning. But yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. That'll be quite interesting. But I know there is a lot, especially this summer, there's a lot of really good free agents in that have played in the Premier League. So yeah. Evening, lads. Big up to Paul in the chat. Big up to yourself. Big up to David. It says, evening. Hope you're both well. We're good. Thanks, mate. Hope you're well. It says, Liam Walsh has been confirmed. So hopefully I announce him soon. Yeah, that's probably what it is, isn't it? A matter of time. Because I do think if he weren't going to sign, Rob Edwards would have been straight up today and not literally come out and said anything, but it'd have been like, we're looking elsewhere or something like that. Do you know what I mean? The fact that he said he's still been training is, I think we're just looking at little final bits and then go from there, really. And David on John Joe Shelby, I'll take him. We need that passion. Yeah, he is one of them players, isn't he? Bring that into the team, definitely. So we'll see. But I agree, Dad. I've said it pretty much the whole window, even before we got Baptiste and Walters, that I still want. Well, I said it pretty much the whole time, 2 midfielders and a centre back. I just feel, we've got 3 centre backs right now because they count Bell as a centre back. But however, you're not going to rush him into things. So, if we could get another one ASAP, obviously it probably won't be for tomorrow now, but we get one ASAP and then go into that Preston game. I know they're playing midweek, but I'm not really looking into that. Bell can play that game, you know what I mean? Second string team plus players that will come back and hopefully more come back. I know Anderson and Burke are closer as well. That's another thing he said as well. So that's good to hear. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, big up to Early Doors in the chat as well. He says, evening, Tyler and Daz. Hope you're both good. Yeah, we're good. Thanks, mate. Hope you're good as well. And he says, evening to everyone in the chat. Yeah, big up to yourself, mate. But yeah, moving on to the game, the Portsmouth game. Right. So again, it's another game as expected because of, us being in the Premier League. We are the favourites. 31% for Portsmouth, 28% draw, 41% for us. Insights going into it. Portsmouth have won 8 of their last 9 home league games against Luton, drawing 1, keeping a clean sheet in each of the last 5. Luton have not won a league game against Portsmouth at Fratton Park since September 1975, which was a 2-0 win in the second tier. Portsmouth haven't lost their opening home game of a league campaign since 2013-14, which was a 4-1 defeat to Oxford, winning 6 and drawing 4 of their last 10 home openers. Luton have lost each of their last 6 away league matches, although all of those were obviously against Premier League teams. Away from home in the Championship, they're unbeaten in their last 12, winning 6 and drawing 6. Callum Lang scored a brace against Leeds in Portsmouth's season opener, which is already more than he netted in his previous Championship campaign in 2022-23, 1 goal in 35 appearances for Wigan. So yeah, man, I mean, a lot of stats there. They do favour Portsmouth, but again, we haven't played them, for a while, obviously in the second division. Obviously, this is their first game in it since 2011, I want to say, back in the championship. So it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, I said it even before our results, both of our results last week. I said this is going to be a difficult game. I do worry because the fans are going to be well up for it. I do think out of the teams that went up, I do think they'll stay up. And they've done some good signings. They've signed Richie from Newcastle. That's a great signing. He could be a guy that could keep them up, and their fans are going to be well up for it. However, on our end, we've also sold out, which I do like to hear. I do like to hear that the fans are still, obviously on board. I will be part of that 2,000, I believe it is going, so that'd be good. And after that defeat, with how shocking it was good to see that we're still, there for the boys, representing and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, we need to perform much better, and I believe we will. We usually tend to bounce back well. I remember last time we was in the championship, Dad, we said that a lot in games where we suffered defeats and that. We said we'd, turn up, and we did most of the time, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, man, I mean, it's interesting. A bit more on it. The pictures that come out of training today, very good pictures. They're all laughing. It's good to see. Hopefully they're serious when it comes to the football pitch show and playing like the other day. But no, it's good to see. It was good to see Bell back there and stuff like that. And yeah, he is ready to obviously be on the bench. Again, I don't think he'll start. I think it'd be very risky to start him in this game. Like I said, I probably would start him midweek. Second string team plus players that have come back. Jordan Clark, it says on him, he was involved in a light training session today, but it's unlikely to be involved. So that's interesting. I mean, I think for some reason, like how we used to say, oh, this player's not going to be there. Rob Edwards to say that and they turn up. I think he will because of the crisis in the midfield. I think he might, to be honest. But we'll see. And then obviously Anderson, Burke, Brown, Hashioka, or everyone like that. Nakamba still out. Like I say, Anderson is getting closer and Burke. So that'll be good. And they're back. The last time we met Portsmouth was when we were pushing for the League One title in January 2019 at our ground. We came on top with a 5-goal thriller in the snow. What a game that was. Collins and Moncur gifting the town all 3 points. Yeah, what a game that was. That was definitely one in the memory, especially in that weather. That was sick, man. Because that was the game Moncur scored that free kick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As well, yeah, that's probably a good game. That the referee for tomorrow will be John Busby. 5 yellow cards were handed out by him in the opening day of the season. He previously refereed us that against Celta Vigo, the game we were at.
Yeah.
And from memory, I don't think he was terrible. I don't think he was, to be honest. I think he was all right.
Yeah, he was all right.
So hopefully that obviously remains, and he's not, because the home crowd will be on it. Hopefully he's not, because they're on it, not giving away soft things. So yeah, no VAR to look at, obviously, which is a bit of a benefit. But then again, there'll probably be one time where we'll go, oh, I wish we had it there. But we'll see. And a bit more about Portsmouth as well, going into this game. Obviously, they're back in the Championship after winning the league, finishing on 97 points. They sit in 11th following their opening day 3-3 draw at Leeds before beating at home in the Carabao Cup first round by Millwall during the week. Callum Lang has merged as the one to watch after his brace, like I said. So, yeah, Rob Edwards going into it, a bit more on what he said about the game. We don't want to concede goals, want to score goals, said Edwards. Looking back on the game, we made a couple of mistakes and they didn't make many mistakes, and we had to score a good goal. I thought some of the young players were huge pluses, and I hope that people back them for a very long time, especially to come into a big game like that. There were huge positives. We're going to Portsmouth. We're used to winning. They won a league title last season and were impressive. To go to Ellen Road, and get a result there last weekend is possibly one of the toughest places, so it's going to be difficult. Fratton Park is quite loud and hostile, a bit like the Kenny with more numbers. We need to go down there, and if we play how we want. So yeah, that's that. That's what he said going into it. So a few interesting things. there said when it comes to that. I mean, saying all of that, Dad, how are you feeling going into this game?
Definitely know it's going to be tough. Knew it'd be tough before the start of the season. And the fact that we still light, Clark's not playing, we're probably going to, go with a very similar team. Although I want forward at the back. That's what I've put out there. If we go for the same as we did against Burnley, I think we're going to struggle. I think the performance would be better, but we're too light. We're too light, and you know what I mean. They're another bogey team, very similar. At home we do all right against them. Away we do terrible, similar to Burnley. They'll be buoyed anyway from their opening game. Yeah, they lost in midweek. They made some changes. It was only a 1-0. We're going to be in for a hell of a game. But if we play 3 at the back, I don't feel too confident.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I think, we're at that stage now where we have to change it up, and I'll be so honest, I was frustrated that that Holmes didn't get a run out, if I'm going to be honest. I think some people have been so harsh on him, to be honest. The way that Burnley were playing, getting them balls over the top. Holmes is that player. We've seen it where he'll jump up and, win the balls and that. So maybe if he was on, it wouldn't have happened as much. And I just think it's risky. Yeah, the players you're playing can play centre backs as well, but you've got centre back on the bench. You might as well use him. Do you know what I mean? Like the Bell one, I understand that, like I say, because he weren't fit or proper. Well, he's fit, but not. You're not going to rush him in. But Holmes for me, he should have started. If I'm going to be totally honest. But yeah, I agree. We've got to change it up. For me, I want to go over back 4. I said it yesterday on the stream I did with Lewis. We have to go over back 4 now. I'll be honest, I'll be frustrated if we don't, because you have to go over it. You've got to put more bodies in midfield for me as well. And even then we were saying that last season at times when we had this injury crisis. So yeah, man, it's going to be a very difficult game, like I've said. But yeah, moving on to the lineups. So obviously I'll start off with mine. So this is the lineup I would go with against Portsmouth tomorrow. So I would go Kaminsky in goal, obviously. Not the best game from him last game, but still made some good saves. You have to go with him. He's still going to do well this year. And then my back 4, I'm going with back 4, like I say. I'm going Doughty on the left. I'm actually going to go Riyad Walters on the right. Play him as that right back again. He can play there as well as centre back and wing back. Mengi and Holmes. You definitely got to go Mengi. And for me, you've got to go Holmes. And then I'm going to go... So I'm going with a 4-2-3-1. So I'm going Baptiste and Nelson in the midfield again. Again, who else can you go with alongside Baptiste? I don't want to see Ruddock starting. Like, no offence, but I just don't want to see that. And then the 3 in front, I'm going with Chong and Chio on the right. Gives him the freedom to, go forward this time, take on a man. I know people want to see him higher up the pitch, so let's see what he can do. Hopefully, he takes on a man. And then obviously Morris, and then I'll put Elijah up front, because I don't put Morris up front because he's good at, flicking stuff on like headers and, finding that pass and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm going to go with Elijah. You have to go with Elijah and Morris. It's just a matter of where do you put them both, really. So that's what I would go with tomorrow against Portsmouth. But yeah, what would you go with in this one? Do get your lineup in the chat as well, guys. Harry's done his as well, so we'll get into that after. So we'll see what happens, but it'll be very interesting to see what happens. I mean, there's some nailed on starters, obviously, because there has to be, really, because of the crisis, really, you could say. But yeah, it's all interesting for sure. There we go. There we go.
So yeah, Kaminsky in goal. I've got Doughty, four defence, back four, whatever. Doughty on the left,
Yeah.
Holmes, Mengi, and then Walters on the right. And then I've got Baptiste and Nilsson sitting there. And then Elijah, Chong, and Chio. And then Morris up front. And I think, that attacking, if it
that is
works,
dangerous.
you know what I mean? I'm happy with Baptiste and Nilsson. Nelson could even, get forward and that as well, obviously. But, you could put Ruddock there as well. So if you've got four, the only thing is, I feel Chio can come back and help Waters. Do you know what I mean? Waters is good anyway, but on the other doubt, he's not really a defender. You could put Johnson there, but then you're not starting Doughty.
Yeah, you have to still start Doughty.
Unless you put Doughty where Elijah is, and then put Morris in the middle, and then Elijah up front. You could do that.
Mm. Yeah.
I think that would be pretty good.
Yeah, it'd be decent. Like I say, we're not far off. It's just obviously your front load that have changed. So yeah, we shall see what happens with that. Harry has gone with Kaminsky, Chio, Walters, Mengi, Bell. Think he'll risk it. I hope not, mate. Because not like you get injured again. Doughty, Baptiste, Clark, Chong, Morrison. So it's the same bar, obviously, Bell. I just think start Bell in the midweek game. Do you know what I mean? To get him in the swing of things. I just think, I hope he don't risk it, man. I hope he don't. I want to see half an hour at most, but even then, I don't really. I like to see 20 minutes of him. To be honest, I just don't want to see too much because then, like I say, I want to see him start against QPR during the week. So we shall see. Jackie says, "Feel we can lose the next 4 games, playing catch up again." Well, the thing with us is we're traditionally slow starters, and we have got very, very difficult games. I did say that even before the Burnley game. You lot can look back at it. I said these games are difficult, man.
Yeah, it's a sprint, not a marathon. It's cool.
We're playing.
We're not a drift.
Sorry, not Portsmouth. Preston away next week. We struggle there. I remember when I went there, we lost 2-0. I remember last time we went there midweek, 1-1 draw.
I think we'll have at least
a new manager by then.
Yeah, but we'll have 2 new signings by then, I think.
Yeah, well, hopefully, but again, we always we do struggle there, so we shall see what happens with that. I agree with your lineup 3 at the back. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's saying the same thing. To be honest, it'd be crazy if we go 3 again. Big up to Hanno in the chat. So yeah, big up to yourself, mate. But yeah, Dad, it's that time. Score prediction for our second game, opening away game of the season. What's your score prediction?
Well, it's a bit of a double header, really, because I think if we, we're welcome to be shocked, not shocked, but proved wrong. Play 3 at the back, win the game. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like if we play 4 at the back, I'll say we win 3-2. If we play 3 at the back, I'll say we lose 3-2.
Fair enough. Mate.
That's mine, yeah.
I have to agree. If we play 3 at the back, I do think we'll lose. But yeah, as for my score prediction, can play 4 at the back, which I hope we do. That back 4 that I've said, I hope we get a good result. Like I say, Portsmouth are going to be well up for it. First home game, since 2011, they're going to be well up for it, mate. I cannot stress it enough. But it should be a good game from both ends, especially when it comes to set of fans anyway, because we're both sold out from both ends. Like I say, I will be there. But yeah, I'm going to say a 2-2 draw, which I wouldn't mind. To be honest, I would take a draw, considering it is their first home game. They'll be buzzing from that Leeds result as well. So I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, let's go through your comments now. Obviously, we'll do our goal scorers as well. 2-1 Pompey win. Yeah, I don't blame you, Hanno, at this rate, to be honest, especially if we play that back 3. Jackie says 3-2 to us, the same as you, Dad. And if we played it the right way, you'd love to see that. Paul's gone with the same as me, 2-2. Again, Harry's gone with the same as me. 2-2, be a solid point away. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right. And that's the thing about these newly promoted teams, right? And we said it even, we was hoping it would happen with us last season. Their home games is what is going to count. And like I said, I think they'll stay up out of all the teams. And again, I would take it, especially like I said earlier, with the fact that we're slow starters and stuff like that, to score 3 goals away at Ellen Road. I know Leeds have, conceded 3 goals back to back, but still, like, come on now. I thought Leeds would win that 3-1. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Oh, David, that is not good. Don't even think the score. Oh, God. Could you imagine that? Oh, that'd be awful. That'd be absolutely awful, mate. I'd want to get back straight away. Hopefully not. But yeah, man. Goal scorers, Dad. On your, if we score 3, like you think?
If we score 3, I'm going to go Morris, Elijah, and Chong.
Elijah to get off the mark.
Yeah.
Oh, and Morris.
And whatever, any of them, combination of them 3 if we lose, score our 2 goals.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go Morris and Chong. The thing with Elijah, just like I say, he's a bit of a slow starter, so I just think he might have his chances. He did have some chances, to be fair, didn't he, against Burnley? But yeah, I see Morris getting off the mark and Chong getting his second of the season. And a lot of us have got high expectations for Chong this season, so we'll see. He's driving at players, taking them on. I want to see that from Chio. That's what I want to see, and then there'll be a threat on each side. That'll be deadly. And then you have Morris and Elijah as well. That should be good, when they're all on it. So, yeah, that is that when it comes to that. But Dad, any final things you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Now, big up, new season. Come on, let's enjoy it. It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. Not as much as in the Premier League where he's like, oh, no, we're going to lose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything can happen in the Championship. I wouldn't be surprised if we did win at all. We have got the quality there, especially if you line it up like I've lined it up. So just enjoy it, man. Early on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. As for me, like I say, I will be there. So yeah, like I say, big up to everyone that is going to that. So yeah, man. Like I say, I like to see that we're still selling out, early kickoff and that as well, especially after that last result. It's good to hear that. And yeah, man, hopefully we get a good result, a positive result, whatever that is. Like I say, I would take a draw, to be honest, especially looking at their results, shall I say, and stuff. But again, we could go there and win, but we just have to play it right for me. We have to play it right to do that. But we shall see what goes on. But yeah, there'll obviously be a match day vlog. So do check that out when that comes out. And I'll probably just do a reaction in that as well, to be honest. I'll try and not make it as short as the last one. That was very short, but I just need to get in the habit of doing it again. And then, yeah, go from there, really. I should hopefully find out tonight if I'm getting tickets for QPR at home. So, yeah, if there's 2, then obviously it'd be me and you, Dad, going to that. So I'll let you guys know, well, whenever I know. Like I said, I should find out today at 8 p.m, but I'm not sure for definite. But I'll discuss it on the next Hat Show if I have an answer. And that will probably be, I don't know, maybe Sunday potentially. Maybe we'll see what happens with that, because I think I'm doing the Championship show on Monday, reacting to all the games, and then obviously we'll have a preview to Preston, and then obviously there'll be a midweek one soon. So obviously we've got QPR as well. So yeah, man, check out everything. And obviously I did put a short out earlier. Big up to everyone that's checked that out as well. And yeah, new subscriber on the extra channel as well. So big up. And yeah, man, don't forget to smash a like if you haven't already. Do subscribe to the channel. Follow me across all my socials and all of that. Follow me on everything in the description. Do have a Discord group as well, so do join that as well. And I'll post all my stuff on that, talk football, boxing, etc. Even though apparently I ain't got a clue about boxing, but there we go. There we go with that. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in and stuff like that. And until tomorrow, I'll see you for the vlog. Until Sunday, that will see you for the reaction. Hopefully, a positive result for Luton. Till then, take care and peace up the town.